dude. And
like crazy. Like I've been a part of a lot of different communities, but like
right,
this is
the
like the most tight
it's the most positive one
community.
too.
Yeah. It's not a lot of not a lot of negativity going around. Not a lot
But
of
hold
people
on,
like.
before we get
Wait,
ahead.
can I curse on here?
Yeah, of course. You
Oh, okay.
say whatever the hell you want, man.
All right,
It's just two dogs shooting the shit for like
all right,
the sake of
cool.
this game.
But
Before
yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like it's not a lot of people like fucking with each other and stuff. Like,
yeah, no, 3, 2, 1, we're live. Like, let's do this.
oh, okay, yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
Shoot, nothing, man. I just actually I ran late because I just finished streaming and I was like, shoot, let me almost forgot, man. Sorry. Well, so I smoked a little bit too much today. I'm off from work, so
Yeah,
I've been just chilling.
that's
I
what's
just
up.
been chilling. It's been like an off day. I didn't haven't been doing much of anything. It's nice though.
Hell yeah, it is. Whenever you get to kick back and just fucking ooze into your inner self, as I like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um, so okay, I guess let's start from the beginning, man. Where you grew up and how your environment maybe influenced skating in your life, or was it even happening at all? Like the
yeah.
stories are all over the place. So
So
let's
uh, I grew up in Gary, Indiana. That's where I'm from. I normally just tell people Chicago because it's easier than like explaining
yeah,
what Gary, Indiana is.
yeah.
It's like 15 minutes away from Chicago, so I just say Chicago.
Okay.
But no, like skating, like my environment didn't really influence skate me like skating wise. It was the Tony Hawk games, like 100%.
Yeah, like most of us in this community, I would,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was the Tony Hawk games, and like it wasn't even really the games. It was like the games were cool, and I had fun like doing the combos and stuff. But what really drew me into skating was the videos you unlocked when you beat the game.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, those were that was like the first time I had like seen like actual skate videos, and I remember seeing Rodney Mullen's video and like going ape shit over that video, man.
That is a dope origin story, man. No, I didn't even think about that. That's so true, though. At the end, you do unlock fucking real life skate video. That's so true.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, well, I know, half of us didn't even beat it, and the other half just spent so much time like I don't know, the intro to it was crazy too,
yeah,
right? The
still,
intro alone for
yeah.
me was just like,
The
wow.
The Tony Hawk soundtrack, just for every iconic. Go to like any session or Skater XL stream, and you'll probably hear a song from Tony Hawk.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's crazy. So, I mean, okay, so you get in completely enthralled by these skate games, obviously, like everybody else. What was your
Yeah.
chronological order of your journey?
Uh, well, like yeah, I was just like really heavy into the games. Like one Christmas I asked for a skateboard and it was like this crappy like board. The wheels didn't even like spin. And the first thing I couldn't even ollie. Like I don't like I have like a fake hip or whatever, so I don't even skate.
Yeah, and
But
that's why this community is so beautiful as well, right? Because it allows people to like yourself to get involved dude, you're involved at an intimate level of this. Like you're in the core, you have an audience,
yeah,
uh,
it's crazy.
right? You broke 100, or you broke 1,000 subscribers, right? Like that's a really awesome fucking milestone. And
Thanks, man. I
no,
was
dude,
really hyped.
it's one to be celebrated. And when I saw you, and I was really hyped for you because I've been watching you for a little while, and like, dude, you went from 800 to 1,000 like fast. That jump, like,
Yeah,
holy man, because
yeah, it was
at the
crazy.
400 crawl, we all get at the four, you're just like, and then once you hit 800, you're just boom.
Yeah, it was nuts. So like I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Sumi. He put me on to doing YouTube shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, and that helped out a lot.
I bet. I bet. Yeah, I got to do some clips and put things out there as well. It's a time thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a time thing. A lot of people can probably relate that have like, 50, 60-hour jobs that are, you know, doing whatever, and then going home and then uploading clips of their steeziness and all that. And it's just as much to do this and then edit and, you know, pull clips and make sure that it's good and that it's
Yeah, for real.
you know,
It's
presentable, right? You know all about that. You know,
yeah, it's a lot.
it's a lot. Like I would, you know, to everybody that I've spoken to, it's like fake skate is such a tarnished name. So, you know, all like the real work that goes down. So, but at the
Yeah, yeah.
repeating myself, I'll move on from
These games
that.
are hard. It's hard to get good at these games.
You know, like session 1.0 dropped and holy crap. Like
Yeah.
it's
1.0
good,
was
man.
insane.
It's really, really good. I
Yeah.
I don't know what excuse it's going to take me to pick up XL again, especially on console, right?
Yeah, especially on console.
There
And like
isn't one as far as I'm concerned.
I know console players have been waiting for session, especially PlayStation players. They've
Yeah,
been waiting for session.
yeah. Like I got an Xbox S because I wanted to get the early access for, you know, session, and I wanted,
Yeah.
like, right, and then I wanted to play Skate again because that was just my game, right? I
Yeah.
didn't have the old console, like that was like fucking 10, 15 years ago.
I don't have any Xboxes, but I play the skate games on the emulator still. I still
Okay.
go back and
How do they
download.
run? Do they run well?
Yeah, they run really good.
Yeah, I've seen
I
some of
have like
the
a
stuff.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it depends. I think it's more like processor heavy than it is graphics heavy.
that makes sense. That totally makes sense. So when did you get into skate? When did you make that transformation from Tony Hawk to skate? And then
Um, Skate 2. It
oh,
was Skate 2. The fact that I couldn't get off my board in the first skate game was like a big deal breaker for me. And it had been in Tony Hawk for like the longest time. And I couldn't get off of it in this new game. So I didn't come around to it until Skate 2. I was still playing Tony Hawk. I was playing Proving Ground and Project 8.
you're holding strong.
Yeah.
Posting up, as they one might say. That's pretty cool. And so, I mean, obviously, map when it comes to Skate 2, it's
Oh yeah. Like
still
the
one of
Skate
the
2 map
best.
is just yeah, like I saw someone was porting the Skate 2 map to XL, and I was like, yeah, I gotta play that. I just you know,
Oh,
I'm not like really an XL player. Like I dabble in, I only play with friends.
okay.
But I had to play. I downloaded to play that map.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I bought an Xbox to play Skate and Session,
Yeah,
right? Early access. So, and at first, I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy Session. It
I don't think anyone enjoys Session to start with. I go
like
go
drink,
ahead.
right? You're just like, but you keep doing it for some reason.
Yeah, because I started it when it was like 2019,
So did you
and
start on XL first?
no, I tried them both out, and I didn't like either one. And they're both for early access. Like, yeah, I didn't like either one, so I just stopped playing both of them.
That is real.
Yeah. So a few months rolled around and Session got like an update. It was the first update where they started adding physics to the game.
Okay.
And I tried that out. And that was I think that's what got me hooked.
Okay.
It was like 0.7 or something like that. I think it was like 2 years ago that update came out.
Okay. That's and then when you started playing, when they added physics, what kept you playing?
Um
Because like
because I sucked.
oh, Sim, let's do this. And then you're like, yeah, real physics fucking sucks, man. It's hard.
Yeah. No, like I suck. Like I got a competitive background,
Yeah.
kind of. Like I used to play like a lot of Call of Duty uh game battles and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't like being bad at things.
Right. Right. Are you
So
okay?
like yeah, I got into it and I was like, well, like it took me a while to like wrap my head around it, but I feel like there's a certain point in it, and it's going to take a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, but there's a certain point for everyone when they're playing session and they got the controls down. But then like they start to understand the physics and it clicks and they get that aha moment.
Yeah.
And then like everything just comes down to like a skill issue.
Right. Yeah. What it's really crazy. One of the things that really helped me was adjusting my camera to like
Yeah.
this like low and close. Like you don't even see my guy's head. Like it's mostly the board. And I know that sounds like weird and it's obstructive, but for some reason I'm able to just like
No, I have my camera pretty low too. Like
yeah, and yeah, I watched I watched that video and it was you've been doing a lot of session tutorials because people need them. Uh,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
well, I think the biggest difference, especially if you're coming from XL, because I played a lot of XL before I went over to session, uh,
hmm
and I guess it was like that the lacking of XL that made me go like, okay, I'm gonna play session, even though the majority of the people are like, this game's still broken, it needs a year, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
I dealt with a lot of that.
Right?
I kind of feel like what we saw that first physics update, like what we saw, it was like, okay, this game is going to be something like really really good. Like we saw that all the way back then 2 years ago, and I feel like point one is like everyone else is finally seeing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, because there's like, dude, there's people are uploading like crazy who are just like making brand new accounts on session stuff.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
pretty wild, right? And I totally expected there to be a shift, but I thought there was going to be a swing back, and now I don't think there's going to be a swing
I
back.
I thought the same thing because it happened every session update. I we saw it every session update, but it was normally like 2 3 days, and then everyone's back to Excel.
Right?
But this is like, and I talked to people in Excel and people in session, like
Yeah.
just being on Twitch. This is crazy. I didn't know, like for real. Like I pretty
Yeah.
much assume like some people would like the majority would probably be back on Excel, but I think
No,
something
man.
has to happen. But
Whoever,
this is good competition. Like it's going to force something to happen.
right? Absolutely. Well, we have Untitled Skate Game that's being
hmm
developed, right? We have Skate Story from like one of my favorite developers ever.
Yeah, Devolver Digital,
Yeah,
Revolver Digital.
I
Yeah, yeah,
love
yeah,
Devolver,
yeah.
bro. They're just
Don't they make Broforce?
dude. They made Broforce. They made Enter the Gungeon. They
Yeah,
made Inscripted. They made Mother Russia Bleeds. They made Runer.
Expended
I
Bros. Yeah, Ruiner.
I like their library is just fucking awesome, right? So uh yeah, definitely one of my favorite. Like, dude, I think they're a public company now. Like you can buy stocks in them. Like
Oh,
that,
really?
yeah, but that's when like and they're just really innovative. They're just they come up with these ideas that like they made me want to write. Like I'm a writer and I like to come up with short stories and stuff like that. And it's just like it just makes me want to like kill a couple pens on some paper. So
That's
um
sick.
but yeah, like I was expecting to shift back to XL, and the uploads that I'm seeing from XL are like the OGs, like
Yeah,
dudes that have just been doing this for a long time, and they probably have XL modded to a beautiful pinpoint
yeah.
where
They got everything's dialed.
they don't want to relearn a brand new game for essentially what's going to be like new maps, whatever, whatever. But like, it's not just that, man. It's an entirely new like way to play a skate game. Um, and even just adding like the little feature like big drops and needing to put an input makes a huge difference,
Yeah, Big Drop is very fun.
right? It just
You you you
and
you
sometimes
hit the love.
sometimes you think you're low enough to land it and you don't. You're like, fuck, I got it. Right?
Yeah,
Go again and do the trick again and then land it. And it's just, simulation is all about added steps. It's about extra steps. That's all it is. Is like,
yeah.
right? The best
But
cook,
it feels so good.
especially when you land your trick, right? it's, you know, it emulates any kind of like rewarding feeling that you get after like working so friggin' diligently at, because
Yeah.
that's one thing session makes you do, man. It makes you do work.
Yeah. It definitely makes you work. I will say like the best feeling in session that I get from none other is landing something first try.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like
It's
thinking about it,
yeah.
doing it, and then just like pull it off. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
First tries are just like nutty in session.
it makes you feel like you really have like an understanding of how the game works, and you're starting to like go into those hours of like mastery, and you know, and you're more willing to experiment and do something wild on first try instead of build up to it, because you're like at that point, right? Like you're a wicked streamer, man. I'm like your videos, you have viewers because you're good at the game,
Thanks, man.
right?
I think I suck, to be honest. Like, I
No,
don't
you
think there's
don't.
a such thing as getting good. Like,
Yeah,
the
no,
game is,
it's not. No, 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 and it's not about getting good. It's about like grinding it out and figuring it out.
yeah, yeah.
And you put in a lot of time into the game, and it's like nice to watch you skate, because you're like it's stylish, bro. You got steez. It's
Thank you, man. I
right.
appreciate that.
Definitely see you as like you're gonna be a top streamer, like, or and a top video guy, like not in a very long time, because your content is really good, and that's probably the main focus. So, what made you get into creating videos to begin with?
Uh, I kind of always been into content creation since I was a teen. So I'm 31 now. And I think I started my first YouTube channel when I was like 18.
Okay,
But like I kind of dabbled in it. Didn't really do it seriously, but like it was fun. It was like really, really fun. I had fun doing it. And I had other friends that did it. And I would make like Call of Duty montage videos a lot. And
yeah,
so that got me into like video editing and stuff and like all the different effects. But then I started Twitch streaming like 8 years ago.
okay,
And yeah, and what got me into Twitch was my uncle, actually.
okay,
So yeah, he actually used to come over when he would get off work. He would work at the casino, he would work nights, and he would get off at like 2 a.m. But he would just come over to my house and just watch me play Call of Duty or Minecraft.
okay. Wow,
Yeah, he'd just sit there and watch me play video games and like, work in life got like too hectic and my aunt like got sick of him like coming to my house straight after work. So
that's
we
so
found out about Twitch and I was a way for him to keep watching me. And I started like meeting more and more people.
that's really cool, man. Like it started off as like a family support thing.
Yeah.
That's really awesome, man. So right away, it bared meaning.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if it wasn't for my uncle, like
That's really cool, man, because you know, so a lot of people like they'll try it just to try it to whatever, but
yeah,
that's
I knew about it, but I was like, it's kind of stupid. Who would want to watch someone play video games? But
that's what we all thought.
my
That's
uncle
how we
did.
were raised. That's how we were raised.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So how what's your creative process like when you're coming up with video ideas? What is it that need
Uh,
to hit your
so
channel?
like I try to do like a few different things. Like I either like show off mods or like news about the game
Yeah,
or I teach someone something. So I have like a whole list that I keep of videos that I have to make
that's awesome.
and that's in the process. And when I go through, I play the game. And recently, what I started doing was I started live streaming the maps that I'm showing off, and that way it's double the content.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can record the VOD and just edit it later on.
Yeah.
So I play the map. Then once I'm done playing the map, I get the footage and I get B-roll and I film the clips, or I'll have like one of the homies in the community. Recently, what I started doing is having one of the homies get like 3 or 4 clips for me, and I'll feature them in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll put their like Twitch link or whatever in there. And
So
yeah,
how important is community feedback for you?
it's extremely important.
Yeah,
Like,
Amen. It's the whole reason this exists.
Yeah, like, well, community, like none of us are gonna be here. So
And it's like we said, it's like it's the tightest one. There's
yeah, like every comment I read will like, hey, can you make a video showing how I do this or showing how I do this? I write it down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, because it's like I used to spin, and for a long time, you don't get paid to do it until you learn to spin for the people who are there. And it's not
Yeah.
about the music you like. It's about keeping the girls on the dance floor, having the guys go to the bar to get drinks for them, and that's how you get invited back. It's like leave your stupid bullshit ego at the door, cater to the crowd, and if we make a good amount of money at the bar tonight, you're gonna come back, right? So
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you learn very fast. Like your ego has to have nothing to do with it. You need to absolutely cater to what people want and put out the content that they want to see. And one of the most encouraging things I think when I first started the podcast was that right away I got messages within the first couple of days being like, "Hey man, I've told people to do this like a year ago." So stuff like little messages like that, like let me know, like, hey, there's a need for it.
That that's actually kind of like how I got into this. So I was like dog shit at the game. And I didn't want to like stream it while I was like pretty bad. So like once I got like at least 100 hours into the game, I wrapped my head around the controls more and I could do a little things. I started streaming and I modded, and the first ever modded map I played was one of Vato's maps. And I
Yeah.
didn't know who he was. He was the first person to come into my Twitch chat on my first session stream.
Wow.
And he
Wow.
started talking so much shit about this map.
Sounds like him, man. We spoke, and he's an awesome dude.
Oh yeah,
He's a
yeah,
real cat. He's
Vato's
a straight
yeah,
shoot.
yeah, Vato's my homie, but he's a dickhead.
Ah. Well,
So yeah, and like so yeah, this is like the first time I'm meeting Vato. He's talking crap about the map. I have no idea who made the map. I didn't know he made the map. I'm getting upset, like I'm visibly getting upset, like he's making me upset. 'Cause I'm like, this map's awesome, blah 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 blah.
that's
And
so
he leaves and comes
that's some
back like an
shit to
hour
say.
later because I'm still on the same map.
Yeah.
And then he tells me he made the map. So I just like
Did you
burst out
believe him when he
laughing.
said it?
No, yeah, I believe him. Like, but I'm like, why would you talk shit about your own map?
It's also a way to get
But yeah,
feedback. If you tell people something for long enough, they might start to agree with you. And then if they start, because the problem is one of the things that we spoke about is the hardest thing is to get critical feedback
yeah.
because it's such a positive environment and a wicked community, and like everything is flames and thumbs up and fist pounds, and it's really good. It's encouraging. It makes you want to go and do more of it and do it well.
Hmm.
And the thing is, we know how it feels when we receive comments like that, and we don't want to shit on anybody's cereal. So when people are like, hey, tell me what you think about it, we're like, oh my God, I love the this, I love the that, I thought this was awesome. And we don't, because we're also looking at it to enjoy it. We're not looking at it to tear it apart. That's the
Yeah.
that's the other thing too, right? But as a either a map maker, content creator, mod maker, you need
You need
critical
to
feedback,
know, yeah, you need to know what's broken and like what doesn't work right. And no,
right?
yeah, like me and Vato are homies, and like I tell him, like, hey, dude, this shit don't work, bro. Like this is
Right.
busted.
But he probably needed to break that ice with you that way in order for you to
Yeah.
be like, oh my God, okay, this guy was tearing apart his own shit. So I can give him this much of my honesty and be safe about it when it comes
Oh
to
yeah. Yeah.
critical
We got a
feedback.
little joke with like I test out his mind, just like, Kiiba, what the fuck did you break now?
Yeah, no, so that sounded like a tactic to me, and that sounded like it definitely worked.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So, do you think you'll ever swing over to XL heavy content?
No.
No, it's
Nah. It's not my jam.
Yeah. What about when skate dot 4 dot skate dot whatever?
Skate 4. Can we just call it Skate 4, please?
Right? That's what I've been calling it.
Yeah, so yeah, Skate 4, everyone's gonna play Skate 4.
Yeah.
I know some people are gonna think like it's gonna kill Session XL. I don't think so. That it's two different things, completely different things. But Skate 4, everyone's gonna be on there. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna be skating with the homies. I think I just talked about this in a video. Like, yeah, we're gonna be over there, but when Session gets multiplayer,
So this is what I wanted to ask you. How do you see multiplayer changing the landscape of the fake skate community, and like it'll bury XL
well, well,
with the shovel.
I've been talking to people like kind of about multiplayer, about like what could happen with it, because we could do a lot with multiplayer in Session, and especially because there's a lot of teams like DGK started a skate team in Session, and then Schlaudy, one of the
Yeah,
brands
they
in
were posting
Session.
like crazy. They
Yeah,
were posting like crazy DGK.
yeah, and then Zim XL, he has his brands over in Session now, like Authority Trucks and stuff like that. And then we already have like Session League Entertainment, which is pretty much like our SLE,
Yeah.
or sorry, SLE is what we have is SLS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I saw
and then
there's trick of the year that
yeah,
people
yeah.
know
We have we have
Session.
on the spot type things. So multiplayer could like insanely like change the landscape of that, especially because I actually compete in XL Battle of the Barracks. Shades Way, shout out to him, he's a homie.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, like I know he don't mess with Session, but like we tight. We actually mod for each other's streams.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool, man.
like
I mean,
yeah.
that's what this community is about anyway, right? It's about like, dude, it's been amazing because everybody I asked them, like, anybody you want to collab with, and everybody has a list of names. They're like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
that's cool, man, because when I worked a lot in the music and movie industry. And when you ask people, like, anybody you want to work with, they're like, because artists are really like, they're control freaks. And
Yeah.
I have to say, like, people are artists when they're like making a fake skate like persona, and they're putting
God.
all this time into the videos and syncing it up with music, and you know changing lighting and contrast and pulling focus and doing all these cool things that like you see in cinematic film, and
Yeah.
it becomes art, right? And like the willingness of people to like give up that artistic freedom to like pick the brains of people they enjoy watching as well is really rare among artists. That shit never happens.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. 'Cause there's a few people that like are very particular about how videos are edited and how it's shot and all that and the music that goes with it. So yeah, I get it.
Right. So who do you
Cause
collab with?
who do I want to collab with?
Yeah, that you haven't already.
Uh that I haven't already. Man, I want to collab with Anti-Ferg. Like Anti-Ferg is so tight. Like even like I've been a huge Anti-Ferg fan even before he was in Session. And I'm
That
like, bro, when I first saw him, I'm like, this guy's skating in Tim's. There was no way. And then I found out he was coming to Session.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So Anti-Ferg, Garrett's like really, really cool.
Yeah,
I would love to like collab with Garrett. And then Pigeon Thief seems like real. He seems super laid back.
he's wicked, man. He's a real cat. He's a real cat, man, and he he's pretty valuable to the community, bro. Like he's
Yeah.
really like kind-hearted soul, and he puts out like really good content as well, and it's
Yeah, his content's a whole vibe. That lo-fi, just skating.
yeah.
Like,
Reach out, man. I almost positive he'd be like, yeah. Like he's such a cool cat, and he's really like he's like you. Like he responds to the community. He engages. It's not just like hearts. Like he'll comment if you know you're asking a question or whatever it is. And same thing, takes the time like you do to make, dude, your tutorial on how you're like, you're always like putting in like how the camera works, how to video this, and like just, you know, peppering it in there because I'm sure you always are like, yo, how do you film? How do you?
Yeah, I've made three
Yeah,
replay editor. No, four. I've made four replay editor videos.
holy man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, it's because people want it.
Yeah, yeah. People need them.
It's not easy. It's not an easy editor to learn,
It's not. It's like everything about session can be overwhelming,
man.
and like that. Even the game is bad at teaching you how to play the game.
It's the worst person at teaching you how to play the game. Everybody
Yeah,
else on the internet's way better at teaching you how to play session.
yeah. Well, the problem is like Donovan Strain. He wrote the story, but he wrote the tutorial parts of it from a skateboarder's perspective, and it needs to be written from the perspective of someone holding a damn controller.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I agree with that 100%, man. It makes everything. It needs to be tested by people who play it daily. Uh,
Yeah,
right, the suggestions of the people who engage in the community, their suggestions should probably be taken into consideration because they're engaging so much and they're the ones breathing the life into, dude, most maps that came out were static. But once people started putting clips and like full video parts together, all you wanted to do was go and skate that map, even though you skated,
yeah,
right? That's breathing new life into something that,
yeah.
and it's not easy to do.
And they like the devs of Session are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like they like they're always active and talking. Like Monkhead is like the homie. Monkhead's so cool. He's always in streams and stuff, and
Yeah.
like he because he was a part of the original team that made Petrus, and you know the devs they went ahead and hired them on as devs. So he's always helping the modders with other stuff because that's how he got started. He was a modder.
That's dope, man. It's really nice to support like your roots. Like
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
really,
I did want to tell you like how I actually started making session videos.
yeah, let's do that.
Okay. It was interesting. Like, so I was like still learning the game, but at this point, like me and Vato had become friends, and I started like watching more and more session streamers, and um, I met Soapy Sensei and I'm a computer, and they're like OGs a session.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they were playing before like they were playing like the Kickstarter days.
The jail map.
Yeah, the jail map. And I started learning a lot of stuff from those two. And like I'm chilling with Soapy in Discord one day. I'm like, bro, you know so much about the game, and like your streams are like so educational. Like for real, like his whole session stream is just dedicated to him teaching people stuff about the game. And so I brought up the idea, bro, you should like just do a YouTube channel where you show people all the stuff you know. And he was like standoffish about it. He didn't want to do it. So I said,
Really?
fuck it. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I will pick your brain and I'll make these videos. And I'll learn how to do all the stuff you know how to do.
Nice.
And that's how it started.
Wow. That's great. He just taught you everything.
Yeah. He taught me a lot. And then like some things I had to like figure out my own. Um but he did. And like he showed me like the basics of stuff. And that was like enough to like get started of like understanding the physics of the game. That's what he really helped me do. He helped me understand the physics and the mechanics a lot better. And I think once you understand how the physics work and the mechanics and how everything like clicks, you could do anything.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How important is a map to you when a new map comes out, and what makes it worth it?
Oh man. Depends. Like, man, maps are like really important, but I like to be able to like I do one or two things. I either get lines, so like I'll find like a side alley or a hallway with like some ledges or some benches, and I'll like I'll skate that for like almost ever.
Nice.
Or I'll get really, really fixated on one spot, just try and do a bunch of tricks. Um, so yeah, it depends. Like, you can have I've skated maps where like it's just ledges. Like,
Yeah, for me, it's about spots. For me, like,
yeah.
the map, it definitely, exploration is fun, and just seeing a city built around the spots is,
Yeah, the atmosphere is really, really sick, but it's like icing on top of the cake.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How about when it comes to mods? What are your favorite mods you've seen come out?
My favorite mods? I really like Peach's maps. Puzzle Peach started making maps this year, and he's made his first two maps, but they're massive, gigantic maps
Nice.
with all these real life spots. Like his first map has like the Jeremy Way Water Tower Gap. It has Rincon for a block, El Toro, UC Davis. It has all of that. And then now he's making this second map with even more spots. And he added the Chicago marble ledges in there for me.
Nice.
And it has the graffiti pit in it. It has Venice Beach graffiti pit and the skate park of Venice in it. It's just
Oh,
massive map. And I'm always excited to see like what Peach is coming up with his maps.
that's dope. That's dope. Uh,
Yeah.
have you been using Vato's clothing physics?
I do, but I don't really use it that much anymore. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I help Vato like test it out and everything, and I mainly just use it for the accessories because I have like a lot of custom gear that I use, and it doesn't work with the menu, so I just mainly like I put headphones on my character, maybe a joint,
Yeah.
glasses sometimes, yeah.
Package of ramen.
Yeah, and then Vato also he I, Vato made me some like I got some of my own personal mods and I use those more than anything. So
That's dope.
yeah.
Are those essential for you?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I like my mods. Cause like it's like what you guys like what you and Pigeon Thief say, like it's all about the gear really.
right. It
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah. And I was talking about this with someone else, like I'm excited for Skate 4. It's gonna be fun to play, but I'm really excited for all the gear we want to steal from that game and put into session.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Yeah.
you know that everything is going to be ported over. The map is going to be ported over. Like that's going to be the front. Like I give it a week.
Someone has already gotten the playtest map in session.
That and once the texture pack is out, that's it. Like
Yep, it's a wrap.
that's it.
So that's
But what's really funny is like the game is free.
yeah. The game is free, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to see all that gear they're going to come out with, so we can like rip it out of there.
That's so funny,
That's
dude.
what we did with Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
The Tony Hawk remaster has some nice gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we took it out.
I got I don't know. I beat the first one and I don't think I beat the second one through. And
I
then,
did. I beat them.
yeah.
Nostalgia got me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I had to go through unlocked everything in that game.
Holy shit. And it's so weird when you play, you're like, yeah, this is what I remember it to be like. But it's like totally not what it used to be like.
Yeah, it's not like
But I mean,
it's fun though. Like it's different. Like a lot of people, I see a lot of people in like the simulation side of fake skate
yeah.
give Tony Hawk shit,
Well, that's weird
but
because it's two completely different things.
yeah, it's two completely different things. Like
And
Tony Hawk is like the fantasy.
I don't think EA would have put the money into Skate if the Tony Hawk series A didn't exist and B wasn't such a fucking phenomenon and
Yeah,
it changed the world.
it was revolutionary.
There's no way that EA would be like, yeah, let's put money into this fucking grubby thing. Like, there's no way that's gonna happen.
No way, no way. That's what I was saying. Like Skate 4 It's only a thing because of XL Session and Tony Hawk Remake.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we had skate games before Tony Hawk. They just weren't very good skate games. That's why people don't talk about them or remember them.
Yeah.
Or have never played them. So it's you know, you like yeah, you can't rip on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Tony Hawk Pro Skater was like the OG.
Holy shit, man. So when you're putting a video together, and you what is your most important either piece of software or piece of equipment that like you're thinking about as you're making the video?
Hmm. Like like what I use or
Yeah. Like, is it your microphone that's the most important thing for you? Is it your video camera?
oh
Is it your
man,
yeah?
my whole setup is important. I can't imagine it like not
Well,
having
okay, so if somebody wanted to get into this,
dang.
start streaming, what would they start with?
What would they start with? Okay. I will say a good mic.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
I want to get a new mic as well. This mic is 8 years old. They don't even make this mic. It's the first Razer Siren.
I need to get the software that works with this Mac because I have a Roland um, audio interface and a mic, but this is not recognizing it, and I refuse to buy a new audio interface because
Oh yeah.
it's a really good audio interface. So I need to get it to work. And then,
That's the worst.
dude, you know, when I was making music, they updated Logic from 9 to 10, and when they did it, and if you didn't buy it within the first year, you had this black curtain that blacked out the screen every time you like played the song, which like you're doing every 5 seconds because you like need to hear without
Yeah.
on a monitor and change levels and whatever. So for like a year, I produced with this black curtain, and a year to the day after they put an update that got rid of the black curtain.
That's insane.
Isn't that the most facetious thing
Bro.
you've ever heard of, man?
I hate that so much.
It's freaking awful, man. It's
Stay
but like
just
I
doing
sorted
it,
it out,
bro.
man. I refused to pay for the other one because of like there was nothing wrong with Logic 9. It was a great program. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was just one of those like like fucking my war.
Yeah.
So again, if so, they need a good mic. And what would you say is the best advice when starting to create content?
Don't like try to make like some sort of fake persona. Don't try to do that. And only get into something if you like doing it. Like, don't if you're getting into this like for money. Yeah,
Go to work. Go back to work.
you fucking up. So yeah, like make sure like you really are passionate about like you really enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if
It feels like
not,
you're
like
gonna do it for a long period of time.
for real, like I was on Twitch. What was it like? Yeah, I was on Twitch since 2016, and then the affiliate program became a thing in like what 2019 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about it. Like Twitch just one day made me affiliate, and all of a sudden, like people started like donating bits and stuff. And I was like, "What the heck? I can make money from this?"
Yeah.
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 So I had been doing it for a good like 5 years, just chilling with people.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. So in new upcoming skate games, what kind of features would you like to see implemented?
In new upcoming skate games.
Yeah, like shit that's not out yet. Like what is it
Hmm.
that you want to see that's gonna take it apart from, because we got Session, we got XL. We don't need another version.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Man, that's crazy. I would like to see a twin stick skate game that's arcadey.
Okay. I mean, isn't that
Yeah.
skate?
What like well skate's the one thumb the one
Okay,
thumbstick,
yeah,
right?
okay, true. Okay. But like, how
Yeah.
easy would that be to just like
I
mod that?
don't know. I don't know, but like that's like the main thing I want to see. Like
Okay.
because the only twin stick games we got are like simulator type. Like you stay pretty grounded in those games, but I want to see what it could be like if I could like take that and go crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
What else?
Hmm. What else? Man, I really don't know. Like, because my main thought process is where a session going to be in like a year.
Yeah. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
talk about the future of fake skate in the community. Where do you see session in the year?
Or man, session is going to be insane. Like, I hope it like just keeps this momentum because if it does, it's going to be the best. Like, it's already the best skateboarding game ever to me, and I can only see it getting better. Like,
Yeah, man.
Unreal, it's Unreal 5 is coming for session. So it's going to be on Unreal 5. We're going to get multiplayer at some point. You know, it's only going to get better. They're going to get an animator and fix up everything.
Yeah.
Um, and then man, like being able to do competitions and stuff, that would be that would be insane. Like a session battle at the barracks or a session SLS, like what with actual everyone there.
Yeah. Yeah. That well, I mean, we're seeing a lot of like cross promotion from fake skate to real, like DGK putting out, a skate team for session and like
Yeah,
those and stuff like that. Like that's
and Schlotty has a session team as well. The Brandon session.
so I mean, right there, that just shows you like the real life industry has their eye on the fake skate industry because like it's so
Yeah,
predominant. Like there's so many fake.
and then like and then we like because of like Twitch, like in the past like 5 years, Twitch blew up. Esports has like gone crazy. Like
Yeah,
I
man.
used to think I was born in the perfect time because I used to play Call of Duty. I used to play Call of Duty, and I made a little bit money. I made a little bit money playing Call of Duty on PC. But now I see these kids making millions of dollars and stuff. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they're the exception. They're not the rule.
no, yeah, like definitely, 100%. But still, like the fact that there's like the eyes on like video games being taken seriously as like a sport, like people want to watch that and stuff. That could happen with fake skate.
And it's going to because at the end of the day, it's the community that's doing all the work.
Yeah,
And all it takes is somebody with a lot of money to step in and be like, hey, I want to buy this idea. And then all of a sudden, Zava Trucks is making like real trucks in real life and also putting out, Zava Trucks in fucking every skate game from here to eternity because, they bought the IP. And like, I don't know, anybody who's like putting a lot of time into stuff like this, why wouldn't they take an opportunity like that?
for real.
If you don't have the capital to make Steez Energy a real like an energy drink available in every friggin' convenience store, and somebody comes along and is like, "Hey man, I'll give you like fucking 30 grand, 40 grand for the Steez Energy drink," and all of a sudden it's a real energy drink. And I mean, whatever, you have the pride of knowing that because of you that exists. And again, why wouldn't you like who has the capital to start their own freaking energy drink? Like,
Yeah,
right? So it's definitely like a really interesting time, and it didn't take a lot of time for this transition to happen.
yeah.
But
It happened really fast.
and I think one of the reasons is the Nine Club gets a lot of fake skater views, like a lot. Like they had to come up with an entire video games like Discord section in on their Discord. It's like that's how many of us there are, right? So it's definitely at a certain point you can't ignore these people as like just fake skaters, especially when they're putting out like amazing wicked edits and like
Yeah, these edits are insane.
right, and just like also the videos that you and other content creators are putting out there as well. It's you know you have a retaining um customer base, if you would, you like audience and you know, all these like future possibilities with this growing platform. That's a really real thing because, dude, it's not about movie stars anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's about influencers. It's about, you know, people who are spending the time to like correspond with people like you and me, and like the people like you and me corresponding with, you know, just another person that's like, hey, I think this is awesome. You're like, awesome, like thank you for taking the time. It's, you'll never get that from a celebrity, you'll never get that from uh an actor or something like that, but you get that almost every single time with content creators and other people in the community that you reach out to. It's
Yeah.
way more powerful thing because it's real.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
So
Because I saw the other day someone was just said they saw one of my videos and they was just happy I was talking to them on Twitch. I was like, bro, I just like watching the session. Like,
that's
keep
awesome.
getting better at session.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. And it like you do, you make real connections with people, and you know, people put in the time to like make your life easier and better. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's really fucking cool, man. But on that note, is there anything you want to end off with? If, any message you want to send out there, or shout out you want to give to anybody, or any
Yeah, just shout out to all the modders, man. Like, you guys are insane with these mods. Shout out to Vato, shout out to Rico and Tip and Spargo and Zim, like Chewy, everyone who's like making mods for session. Y'all killing it, man. For real, for real. And
yeah, bro.
happy to see all the new XL people enjoying session and stuff. And I'm gonna keep up the tutorials, trying to teach everybody how to get good.
Nice. Nice. I want to say shout out to CJ Frew for making my brand new logo, which is way more appropriate than a fucking rainbow lion. So shouts out for taking the time to do that. He was just like, oh, I did it while I was bored. I was like, fuck that, man. You took the time to do this. This is a really
Yeah.
cool thing, man. And again, it's more the community getting involved, and it's absolutely what I
It's
want
insane.
from all of this, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Well, thank you so much for spending the time with me and everybody else, and
No,
just
thanks for having me on. This is awesome. I always like, you
hanging
get
out.
invited to a podcast. What the hell? This is
Yeah,
lit.
man. Fucking why not, man? You've been putting in real work, and I knew you would have some interesting shit to say. So again, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for having me, man. All the troubles we was having getting this thing even started.
Dude, we'll end the live feed there. But yeah, dude, sometimes it's you know what, this isn't even that bad. Like Buttergrime the first time had something come up, and then we rescheduled, and then I had something come up, and then it was just kind of radio silence for a while. Like, dude, because I had just started a new job, and I was working. So my new job, I work 2 days or 2 weeks nights, 2 weeks days, and it's really fucking hard to adjust to that schedule. And it was like,
Oh yeah.
there's no way I can sit down and give this dude like the attention that he, you know, that I want to give him to make this video fucking worth it. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna like bother till I'm ready to like do this again. So then I reached out to him again. I was like, hey man, this is the situation. This is what happened. Are you down? And like, I owe it a lot to him that he said yeah, because if he didn't say yeah, I probably wouldn't have like done the podcast. Right?
What? Hey,
Right.
shout out to Buttergrime.
Mad shouts to Buttergrime, man. He's, you know, that's another cat that's like been in the community for a long time, and has been like, dude, that guy uploads so much, and it's really funny because like he's very XL heavy. Not this week, he hasn't.
He's been playing session a lot.
Dude, he's been uploading to YouTube session.
Everyone's on session, man.
Yeah, man.
Like,
The last title of this video was "Sessions Getting Better."
sessions amazing. I'm glad everyone's like on it. It's been so sick because Like
Yeah,
I've been involved like with the XL community, just talking to people, and like I know a lot of people are like, session sucks, it's never gonna blah blah blah. And now it's like 1.0 came out. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
session's good. Session might be good. Like I see a lot of people's like it's gonna be hard for me to go back to XL.
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the downfalls is they don't emphasize how important it is for you to fuck with your settings. Like at the beginning of the game session should just like, I don't know, man, have some tutorial of something that's like or like
But just like yeah, just have links to JL Nightmare in my videos.
or you know what, man, like say it tells you to do a couple tricks or it tells you to do movements with the stick, and depending on what your performance is, it should automatically adjust some shit.
Yeah. Or they should have like the way Skater XL does it is great. Like they show you how to do it. They have the controller overlay.
Yeah.
Like they have the dummy skater doing the trick in front of you with
Yeah.
the sticks moving so you can see.
Yeah.
That's all they gotta do.
Without a single word being spoken.
Yeah, that's all they gotta do.
And then session gives me like 4.5 paragraphs on like -4 font.
Yeah, and I see it all the time. Like no one's reading these. Like no one's reading this. No one is reading this.
No.
So then it's like, well, what am I supposed to do here? It's not working. It's like, dude, you're supposed to do it right here.
Can't tell you I had to restart I restarted the game. I deleted my file, restarted the game, got back to the same point in the story where he's like, nah, you're not steezy enough. Go out there and skate with people. And then the icon just stays on him. I didn't know there was a skater log.
Yeah.
And then because they don't tell you
they don't
that you can go into that menu and change your objective. And then I have my wife to my left being like, don't delete your file, just go out there and get more stees. And like she was right. Because when I did the game again and I got to the same point, I'm like, fuck, it's still not working. I think the game is glitched. She's like, I think you just need to go out there and get more stees. And she was right.
Get good.
Right? So, but yeah, it's once it's like definitely a DIY game, like it's a do-it-yourself.
Yeah, there's definitely some frustration that could be alleviated had it been planned out a little bit better.
Yeah, dude. Now I got it to this point where I'm just like really fucking happy with it.
Yeah, like I see a lot because the game's frustrating enough. The frustration shouldn't be added on top of like just through the design of like the missions.
No. Yeah, it's so like while we were on the podcast live, I asked you what kind of features you want to see and stuff. I've been asking people that, and nobody's been coming up with a couple of ideas that I want to do. So I've actually scrambled a couple dudes together, and we're gonna make a skate RPG.
Oh, that's interesting.
And like that hasn't come up yet, so it's gonna be a fresh idea. And
yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, the premise is you find out that you're actually an orphan, and so you go on a quest around the world to find your parents, but it's an excuse to skate the world's famous skate spots. Like it stays within context of the story.
Yeah,
but there's like total RPG elements to it. So like every 5 levels, so like 5, 10, 15, you get +1 to all your stats, like ollie height, landing, impact, bracing, shit like that. And then every 10 levels, you get a point to put towards whatever you want. Or like every other level, like the hardest part of any game is finding out the balance, right? So that'll be all figured out then. But it'll definitely be something where like you definitely have to progress as a skater in order to get to the next milestone. And then when you get 75% in the story, you can completely respec your character to like cater to the the challenge. And because it's like that's what you do when you get really good at skating, you're able to like refocus your energy and what you're doing on what the new task is, right? So like you unlock the focus ability when you get to that part of it, and it's going to be very story heavy, but it's something that we can even make as a mod in session,
Yeah, that I was just thinking like that sounds freaking sick because someone made a modded story in session. It's better than the actual story we have. RMS made
Yeah,
Hometown 1 and 2. And that is so sick.
yeah. So I want like a full, like I want like an 11 to 15 hour story of like
Yeah,
just
that sounds insane. You know what I think would be a good idea when session gets multiplayer art role play, RP, like GTA has it on PC?
yeah, man.
I think that would be sick.
There's so much room. There's so much room for like new ideas and creativity, and
Yeah.
like it's still really in its infancy, dude. It's like it's not even in its infancy yet. Like
Yeah, well, it's just getting started. I
this
feel
shit
like
started during COVID is when this shit really started popping off. Is when people
yeah.
have the time to like go home and create a fake fucking skate character and get good at a really hard game.
Yeah.
That's when it happened. So it's really in its infancy right now.
Yeah. No, but no, that's what I was saying. No, I feel like what session is just getting started. That like though all those early access years, that was just like the build up. That was like watching the trailers to the before you see the movie.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah. And now
it's
and a year from now we're going to get the sequel, you know?
yeah. Well, when the transitions is a little bit fixed.
Yeah, transition needs to work. I will say this one thing that I'm very disappointed about in this game is a lot of the new systems are great, but it also broke some things.
Dude, what about the invisible pebbles you skate over every once in a while? Your player just drops to the floor. Like,
Oh man.
fucking
Wait, did
frustrating.
where you just randomly bail. So that's caused by the physical skater animations in experimental.
Oh,
Yeah.
so if I
The character physics are so busted. And it's so disappointing because I loved the character physics in the early access when they first introduced them, like it was great.
yeah,
They're just so busted now. They need to remove them from the legs. Like I don't know. I don't know if you like skated around with the physics and like you wore shorts, but your feet get disconnected from like your ankles.
yeah.
You get like these bird feet.
Did you notice that in some skate shops, when you're trying on shoes, your toes are in the floor?
Yeah, like
Not all skate shops, but some of the skate shops.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just really random, buggy shit like that. The problems weren't there before, right?
Yeah. The problem with there before Impossibles busted. The new feet detection system totally broke Impossibles. Oh, and we now have ghost catching in the game.
I know.
That
I know.
that wasn't a problem before.
No, I was gonna say a lot of moves now, some like it almost feels like manual catch is like you're robbed a little bit because you have, like you said, you have these ghost catches. It's like sometimes you see like this like minor shifting of the board, like
Yeah,
shimmy back and forth before landing. And you're like, fuck, man.
yeah, and that was like one of the biggest things I hate about Skater XL. And now it's in session.
Yeah,
I hated the ghost cat. I hated seeing the board stop in midair and then your foot land on the board. And now it happens in session.
yeah, man. I know. It's bullshit.
And and then we have all these new features and we don't have any like stat sliders for them. So that was another thing. Like we need like bro, like what? I mean, I get lip tricks are experimental, but we need stats for this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. There's still some stuff, but I mean, there's a lot of headroom. So,
Yeah. I'm
but
still like, yeah, I'm optimistic about the future of the game. I know they hear these complaints, so
yeah, definitely.
like and I know they take this stuff into consideration.
Yeah. Well, dude, again, thank you so much for your time, man. It was my pleasure. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been cool, man.
Yeah, you're a cool cat, man. I enjoy your videos and I appreciate what the kind of work that you're putting out there. And it's not lost on a lot of people, man. A lot of people are paying attention, and it's been a
Thanks a lot, man. Like, I appreciate it. Been doing it for a year now.
yeah, it's fucking work, bro.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
oh, like we said, like it's again, it's that community where like it's so like really fucking positive, man. And right now, it's what the whole world needs right now. And it's pretty cool to be just like encased,
Yeah.
like
It's pretty dope.
good job.
This is the best gaming community out there. This
Absolutely,
is the best one.
absolutely. So, man, Torrance, thank you so much, bro. Yeah, I didn't want to say Torrance on air. It's like I'm gonna avoid saying it. I'm like I just confuse people.